Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Welcome to Night of the Living Plopcast. This movie's got some plopping, some sloughing.
Yeah.
Nice recovery, by the way.
Thank you. It was like I stumbled, and then they had to do a replay and everything to see if my foot was over the white line. Forbidden World. We're doing Forbidden World. Welcome. It's Splice to meet you.
Splice to meet you.
Is the theme.
Movies with splicing, with DNA and genetics stuff.
Yeah. We were just
That's what
talking
we're
about a double doodle earlier with your mom.
My aunt is getting a double doodle, which, first of all, adopt, don't shop, but I'm not going to tell my aunt.
Oh, it's like a
But
dog.
She's buying.
It sounded like a procedure or
Or a
something.
hairdo.
She's getting a double doodle. This is when you get both of your doodles doubled.
And I was like, should we be talking about her health problems on the show?
She's getting
Not
a
the
double
dog.
doodle.
No, she's
Very
buying
expensive
a designer
surgery.
dog, which I think is wrong, but I'm not going to say anything
Yeah.
to her.
I
'cause
don't
she's in her
understand.
70s.
How is it a double doodle?
So it is a labradoodle and a golden doodle. They mate.
So it's just a doodle.
It's a double doodle, though.
But labradoodles and golden doodles are half already.
Oh,
and
boy.
you combine it,
Here we
it's
go.
just one doodle.
It's a double doodle, dude.
You're
gonna have to look it up.
Double doodle, dude. She said double doodle, dude. Yeah, I thought we were gonna fall into a horrible semantic nightmare.
Because half and half is one.
Here it goes.
I understand that, and I want you to know.
I mean, a
that you
double
were
doodle
heard,
is just two
but
doodles.
I can't do
Well,
this
poodle,
math.
a doodle is a poodle and a D.
Oh, what's the D in the doodle?
What is the D?
Well, like a golden doodle is a golden retriever
and
and a poodle, I guess.
Where's the D come in?
Then
I
it's just a
guess-
quarter.
Yeah. Okay, we need to move on. I'm gonna go crazy on this one.
It's a
can't
double
take it.
doodle, dude. I can't help anybody else.
I'm sorry, I
Have
brought
you
it
seen?
up.
Okay, have you seen pictures of the nice looking dogs?
I looked it up. It looks just like a doodle, so I'm really confused.
I didn't see the picture yet.
It's nothing
real
crazy.
cute.
It's
Or,
just
yeah.
a cute dog.
People
All
ju-
dogs are
yeah.
good.
All
People,
dogs
people
are
just
good.
need to stop with that shit.
I know. Even the guy who created the labradoodle, I think he was even ashamed of what he did after some time.
Purebred
Yeah.
shouldn't exist.
No. They should all be beautiful mutts
Yeah.
like I have.
God, I love an English bulldog
I
though.
love dogs so much.
But they
They're
make me so
droopy
sad,
faces.
though.
They can't
Aw.
breathe.
I know they got those pudgy little bodies.
You can get them with their faces elongated and everything.
then they don't look like an English bulldog anymore.
But they can breathe.
Yeah, I mean I'm against it. I'm not against them breathing. I'm for them breathing. I'm against breeding them so they can't breathe.
Yes.
Thank you for being for breathing.
He's
I
on
was-
the right side of history,
Yeah.
folks.
Had to steer out of that skid. Anyways, we'll be talking about Forbidden World.
Yes.
Scott,
Our friend Scott picked it for us.
local Scott.
Local Fogel.
People
I have to
who.
question him morally after seeing this movie.
Oh, really?
It's just gross.
Yeah.
It is in a lot of ways. I really do. I kind of like this movie, and I had just seen it for the first time like months ago, and then he suggested it for our main attraction because of our mailing list raffle. Which, if you want to be part of that, just go to notlp.com and sign up for the MailChimp mailing list there, and we raffle that off. That opportunity.
To pick one of our movies for us.
Yeah, and Scott
We're really
won.
giving you the opportunity to do work for us. Remember when Gene Simmons, it was like, what, $12,000 to be a roadie for a day for him?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's what we're doing to you, listener.
It's like, it's a weird thing because if I did
hard to
that,
pick.
I'd be like, I just don't want to do any of the work. Can I just laze about as a roadie?
Yeah, you don't have to be a good roadie.
Yeah,
You're
Let
the one paying for it.
Let the paid roadies
Yeah, let
really
them-
roadie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're just there to get in the way.
Yeah. Most of those guys who probably pay for that sort of opportunity are like trying to make a love connection of some kind with someone.
With Gene Simmons.
Maybe.
Or maybe they have a work fetish.
Maybe. People
Could be.
do have that.
It's true.
You weirdos.
Yeah. So we'll get into Forbidden World later.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/NOTLP.
.com/NOTLP.
Yeah.
Over there we have extra content like Topicana and Origins.
Yeah.
And ad-free versions of this show if you're listening on the ad.
Yeah. And
full version.
Ad-free Zoned Out, the Twilight Zone podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And meetups. We've been having such a good time with those still.
Yeah, we do weekly meetups with our patrons, and we have the best time playing games, making the giggles.
You keep me social.
It's our
meetup
social
people.
time. It's Freddy's only socializing time. We have to keep him
Too
socialized.
messed up. The brain, I don't. Then
Like
I'll
a new
start
dog.
splicing. Yeah, I'll start making splices, and I won't ask permission.
If you're left alone.
I would be splicing stuff.
Do you have the equipment to splice, or are you just gonna mash two liquids together?
I got pipe cleaners. Twist them. You put your material on them and you twist
Yeah.
them.
All you need is some type of effluvia.
Yeah, an effluvia helps.
How gross.
You
That word
gotta
is
have an
gross.
effluvia. Yeah. What's up?
I had
In the
this
world?
strangest. I had the strangest thing happen to me today. I was reminded of a time I bullied another child when I was a child.
Oh.
How
do you
old were
feel?
you?
I would have been kindergarten or first grade, one of those. It made me feel bad all of a sudden. It was
How
this-
bad is this bullying?
It wasn't really bad, but for whatever reason, this memory was brought back to me. The kid's name, I'll come up with a fake first name. Barney. And his last name was Trick. And then somebody discovered that if you switched it around, you could say Trick Barney. And that was hilarious. And then we all laughed at him and we kept going, Trick Barney, Trick Barney.
Or did you lead the bullying?
No, but I was part of it.
Oh, so that's just as bad.
It's some dumb bullying.
Did he
too.
fall down and smash his pumpkin?
No.
Then you're okay.
Did you ever bully anybody?
I'm sure I did. I probably didn't think it was bullying. I probably thought it was a good-natured ribbing type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm certain of it at some point.
Right.
I've done it on here. I'm sure of it. I'm sure I've done it on here, thinking it was not something else. You know what I mean?
Right. We have been doing this for 19 years. So, what about you, Andy? Have you ever bullied?
I was a perfect angel.
You're perfect.
No, I can't. Every kid has probably done and
Yeah.
said some things
Yeah.
that are on the up and up toward other people.
That's true.
And you're looking at that stuff with adult eyes. So I mean, like, you shouldn't feel bad because you're like looking at something you did when you were little with these adult eyes
Yeah.
and thinking, "Oh, what an asshole I am."
right.
And well, it's probably bad to say, but I was very proud of something I came up with.
Oh yeah. I mean, funny's funny.
It's exactly.
What was it? Do you wanna share?
It's not the nicest thing, but
Yeah.
we were in court, 5th grade or 4th grade or something, and we have like music class once a week or something. And one week we learned the lyrics to Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, there was a girl named Kara Meyer, and she was more on the heavy set side.
Oh no.
So we changed the lyrics to Kara Meyer Was a Fat Hog.
Oh.
And you're still a little proud of it, are you? Because it
A little
works.
bit.
That sounds like something from a Stephen King book. You're like a Stephen King level bully. That's so bad. Did you cut her with a knife?
We didn't sing it to her face. That's the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
We just sang, me and my friend just sang it to each other.
Oh, okay. If it never got beyond just
Unless
you
she's
two.
listening now. I'm sorry, Kara Meyer.
I'm always terrified to say anything about like stuff from then because you're like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows they're gonna hear it? And I'm like, I don't want to reopen an old wound for somebody by mistake.
Right.
But that was just one of the lyrics.
Oh.
The word, that was just one
Yeah.
sentence from the lyrics. There's a whole song.
Oh, there was a whole song
Yeah,
about
I'll sing it to you after the show.
Oh, God.
We eat sandwiches and sing.
The funny thing is, I still remember it from over like nearly 40 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
still seared in my mind, the lyrics to this Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog song.
Was a good friend. You guys ready?
Yes. Let's leave it alone.
Turn out lights, it's the main attraction. This week's main attraction is Scott's pick, Forbidden World from 1982, rated R.
Yeah, it is.
Clocking in.
Borderline.
Yeah. Clocking in at 1 hour, 17 minutes. In the distant future, a Federation Marshal arrives at a research lab on a remote planet where a genetic experiment has gotten loose and begins feeding on the dwindling scientific group. Sound familiar? It's an Alien ripoff. Directed by Alan Holzman. Holzman. It just sounds so dirty.
Well, it fits considering the movie he made.
Yeah.
I'm a Holzman.
And it was a good choice, Scott, because they said Splice
Yeah, they did a lot.
a billion times in this movie.
They really did.
And this was produced by Roger Corman. I think we already mentioned that, though.
Our second Roger Corman produced movie this month, right?
Yeah. They were going back to that well. Instead of humanoids from the deep, now we've got sleazy dude in space. Leisure suit.
He's so sleazy. Leisure shoot.
Is this well full of
Larry?
titties?
Yeah.
Because
This movie's got titties
Yeah.
in the opening credits.
The opening, like, you mean the opening vision he has?
yeah,
is-
it gives
which is the whole
It shows the
movie?
movie, and they also have the same montage at the end.
They do it again.
Are we supposed to believe that he's seeing into the future?
I guess so.
I can't just like try to justify any of the choices in this movie.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie. It's not a well done movie, but it is a fun kind of movie.
It made me very few movies, like I've seen a lot of movies in my 45 years of life, but very few movies have made me feel this gross.
Was
Am I
it the
being a
sex
prude?
scene?
Not the sex scene, but
Because
just
that made me feel like a prude. I'm like, all right already.
not the sex scene, but just the I'm fine with gratuity because there's some inhumanoids from the deep,
Yeah.
but that makes more sense because they're at the beach and
Oh,
they're
these were just titties for fun.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
were humanoids. They were like horny teenagers,
Yeah.
but these are just scientists.
Horny space scientists.
But there's no reason their tits should be out all the time.
Right. Well, you get them out in a shower scenario
Yeah.
where you got to be clean. So they
But the
that's
two
really-
ladies had to do it
Yeah.
together.
They have to wash
and
each
the one
other's
has
hair.
to wash
Yeah.
the
And it's
other.
not just the nudity; it's the lead character. He was just so sleazy and what's the word I'm looking for?
slimy.
Slimy. Yes.
Yeah.
Was-
he gave off
was he
some major
Mike?
slime.
Colby? Was that his
Yes.
name?
And maybe it would have come across better if he didn't look like such a dweeb.
Yeah, he looked like somebody's dad.
Yeah, to me he looked like this conservative politician,
Yeah, he really
very
did.
buttoned up. Good body though, but
Sure.
the face and what he was saying and doing didn't match.
Didn't match the look.
Yeah.
The movie really had a hard time establishing like what his authority was, why he had so much swagger, blah blah blah.
I think they
They
were
really
going
didn't
for like
develop that.
they were going for like a Harrison Ford Star Wars type thing.
Yeah, but they don't really back it up with any data or
Yeah.
backstory of any real substance.
No, he's just this like cool guy that just gets
Yeah, you know that Han Solo did the thing in the parsecs, right? Everybody
Right.
knows that, and he's so cool. You don't know anything about this guy other than
a scar.
That guy's name is Jesse Vent, and he's from Tulsa.
he's from Tulsa.
He played a character named Hank Kagan on Knight Rider.
Oh, on Knight Rider.
He was also on The Incredible Hulk as Tibby. And then on Dark Angel, if you remember that show, he was McMurphy.
Oh, was that the Jessica Alba show?
No, this is the one with the
Am I thinking
cop.
of something else?
This one came, but I'll talk about it later with you, Amy. But you need to know I think you would love. It's a movie, Dark Angel. I think you would like it
Okay, good. Thank you for that.
if you haven't already seen it. Oh, it's also I Come in Peace. You've seen it. You saw it as I Come in Peace.
Okay.
That
I
he
don't
throws the
remember.
disc. The alien throws the disc, and Dolph Lundgren's like,
Is
"And
it-
you go in pieces."
Is there a character named Peace?
There should be. There should be. Anyways,
The whole
gross dudes and all that stuff.
gross dudes and all that. And then the movie is kind of it starts with footage from another movie. So that whole battle sequence, that space battle sequence, that comes from Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yeah, if it's Roger Corman
Yeah.
and you're watching something, it was
Yeah.
used in everything.
Is that the one with the titty ship?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The titty ship.
Roger
Your
Corman.
titty ship.
Roger
Yeah.
Corman sure loves titties, doesn't he?
And I think James Cameron was involved in making those too.
Yeah.
I acknowledge Roger Corman's place in movie history. A lot of people got their start with him.
Yeah.
He was a prolific producer, but I gotta wonder about him sometimes.
A lot of trash.
The things that, like, he's like, I'm gonna follow whatever the trend is, regardless of any taste. It's not about taste; it's about trend.
Mm-hmm.
And then at this time, he's like, you gotta have TNA, and you've gotta have gross gore scenes, and that's what everybody wanted. And then as that's less popular now, the stuff that he was producing, if you look at it, he's changed. He's not a trendsetter, I don't think, in any way. I think he always just picked up.
No,
on
he's
whatever
a
it was.
he's a moneymaker.
Yeah, like
That's-
exploited.
Yeah.
It's exploitation.
And
yeah.
get your bag, Roger.
Mm-hmm. And he did. I hope so. Yeah, so that whole battle sequence, which Freddy and I couldn't figure out which ship we were supposed to be rooting for, the one that had our dude in it.
Did you have that problem too, Andy?
I
Could
didn't
you
know what
tell
was
which
going
one
on.
was his ship?
No, I mean it doesn't matter at the
It
end of the
didn't
day.
matter.
No, I mean, it mattered to me in the moment of watching the movie
Yeah.
because I'm like, what the fuck? And I've seen this
Because
before.
this is
and
the
I
only
still couldn't
space
tell.
you get.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Is this moment. Then the rest of it just takes place.
And I guess
on
it's
a
supposed to
planet.
establish that he's like battle hardened
Yeah.
and been through some shit, and
Right.
he's capable of tracking down this monster on this lab.
The lab is not on a spaceship?
No, it's on a planet.
How
Hence
did
the
that
forbid-
not stick?
Hence
I
the
don't
Forbidden
know.
Planet.
I've been playing too many
Forbidden
alien
World.
video
Forbidden
games.
World. Sorry.
Yeah.
He keeps calling it Forbidden Planet. I'm
It's just a
like,
bland title too.
I know you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
totally
Forbidden
right.
Planet was taken already.
Yeah.
It's so lazy.
Yeah, so he's getting diverted to this lab because there's been a lab accident. And he has to go there to, I guess he's like Mr. Investigation. They don't tell you.
I think he's just there to clean up their mess.
Yeah.
They seem like they don't know
He's some sort of guy.
who he is or what his credentials really are, though. Is the
What you
part
do
that's
know
confusing.
is that he has a son because at this point his son is older than him
Because
because
he's
he
been
was
in
in
like stasis. Yeah.
You do know that. And he's like, oh, poor kid. I hope he's doing okay.
I forgot about
Doesn't
that
seem
part.
to care.
Damn,
Yeah.
marijuana is a hell of a drug,
Well, and you've seen the movie twice.
and I've seen it twice within the past 5 months.
Wow.
And granted, this kid could be 30, could be 60, just judging by this guy's looks. We don't know.
This
Have
whole
you
time
seen-
it was his son. Okay.
Have you seen this picture that's floating around on the internet? I saw it on Reddit a couple times of Sean Connery at 34 years old, and then the kid from that one kid,
From
Thomas
The tank engine.
Brody Sanger or something.
from Love Actually.
Yeah, I guess that's him. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he's grown up, but he looks exactly the same.
So him at 34 and Sean Connery at 34. Sean Connery at 34 looks like he's 58,
Yeah.
and this kid looks like he's 12, and that they're the same age.
But
It's so weird. Isn't
this
it?
Thomas
crazy.
Brody Sanger kid, he's an anomaly.
Yeah,
He just looks super, super young.
yeah,
Yeah.
It is a quirk of his genetics, I guess.
And we used to say that about Robbie Benson. And then if you watch Severance, Robbie Benson is on that show. And he is of his age now, but his face is completely different. It's changed 100%.
Who's Robbie Benson?
Oh, God. He was on, he did Beauty and the Beast, I think.
You don't have to look him up. It's okay. I shouldn't have
He
asked.
was like a heartthrob young actor. I can't remember
In
what
what, like the
shows.
80s
like
or-
TV. He did
Yeah.
like TV and yeah, real like
Would I know him
pretty
if I saw
blue
him?
eyes. You'd know his face.
Okay.
He's got like real crystal blue eyes.
Gosh, all right.
Crystal blue. My mom liked him.
Yeah.
That's why I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's one of those people that didn't age until one day it happened. Like bam, ton of bricks.
Right.
Could happen to any one of us at any time.
At any time, I'm waiting for my day because right now I
Yeah.
look youthful as all fucking get out. Back to the movie, and that's the truth. Yeah, he gets to the lab. He figures out they've been splicing. They're trying to come up with a abundant source of food, something that grows fast, and so they get to splicing, as you do,
Yeah.
and they've created a metamorph, which is
Where they got that from?
I know they
Yeah.
just barely changed.
So they call it's something that continues to mutate after it's been.
It is a creepy looking critter. You know what I mean? It's
Kind
like
of more
this
cute than
mossy-
creepy, actually.
What'd you say?
I found it more cute than creepy.
Oh, I thought it was cute. Once it was
When it has
fully
its
formed.
teeth?
Once it has a head, it's
Yeah,
fucking
'cause
adorable.
because it looks like looks like Venom, but if he was
Yeah.
If he was cosplaying as Audrey too.
yeah, and it was cuddly.
yeah, cuddly Venom. That's a good way to
Because
describe it.
round is not scary.
Yeah.
Because
Also, he kind of had his
is perfectly
defenseless
round.
blob body too.
His head was completely round, and he had like a tentacle body.
Oh, did you notice that was Michael Bowen, by the way, as the young guy who was
That doesn't mean
taking
anything
care
to me
of
because
it?
I don't know who that is.
He was in a ton of good stuff.
He just throws names out.
I know.
I
He's
know.
like, that was Michael Bowen. He's been in stuff.
Michael Bowen's got kind of like a
Don't
cult
you know?
following. He was in Kill Bill, Last House on the Left. Jackie Brown works with Quentin
Right.
Tarantino.
The name is somewhat familiar, but
He was the guy he was the boyfriend who gets his face bashed in and half melted off.
You showed me a
Nothing?
picture of him, and
Not do anything for you. Okay,
Smart.
it's okay.
I loved what happens to his body. So they leave him alone with the metamorph. The metamorph gets out. The metamorph
yes, and
does something.
here's
to
the
him.
thing. I know bad decisions are a hallmark of horror movies,
Yeah.
but this guy just looked straight at it after seeing that it moved and got out of his cocoon.
Right.
He lifted up the
sneeze
glass
guard?
cage and put his face literally an inch away. I know they did that in
He's begging for a
Alien too,
metamorph.
but we didn't get the sense of destruction.
Yeah.
Like, because this guy goes into this lab and it's blood and guts everywhere.
Oh, it's awful.
And he still decides to put his face right next to this cocoon that popped. And you didn't see like all that stuff in Alien. You just saw these weird. Yes, they shouldn't have put their face near the pods in Alien either.
But it was more reasonable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But after seeing the blood and guts just splattered everywhere in this lab, and they didn't do anything to contain it either. They just said, "Go in and clean that shit."
They're just like, here you go. There's a bunch of dead rabbits and mice and stuff from our experiments.
This guy's
Have at it.
definitely lower decks.
Yeah.
100%. Just cleaning up viscera.
But I feel the practical effects were done very well.
Especially him.
Oh, yeah.
As he melted away.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
so the metamorph like gloms onto his face.
Yeah, very face huggery.
And whatever it does in that moment continues to eat away at the body.
It makes
it's
him
still alive.
and it makes him transform too.
Yeah, his skin becomes goo.
Yeah.
His brain gets eaten away,
We totally
but he's still alive.
blew past his android sidekick. I totally forgot until just now.
Oh, Sam.
Sam.
That
Yeah.
they used their old stormtrooper costume to make.
Yeah, that's what
our-
it had to be.
Our sleazebag's android friend Sam.
I do like that they projected messages on a Sam's forehead, but they make it look like the Sam's forehead was generating these texts across the face, you know?
Oh, like Andy's one hat that
Like your hat.
has LED messages
But
on it.
they're clearly using like an external projector to make it happen though, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So it makes a weird effect.
Sammy was the only likable character in the movie.
And then Sam was mostly turned off.
yeah,
Yeah.
he had
Poor
quips.
Sam.
He was fun.
He gave Sam 2 fingers to turn him off.
Oop. Did anybody notice the blue milk they were drinking with their food?
Nod to Star Wars, you think?
I think so. They got their Han Solo character and they got their blue milk. They're just trying anything.
Yeah.
Throw
Yeah.
it in there.
Star Wars with tits.
No, they did so much to space up and future up this movie.
Yeah.
Even with the eating utensils.
Yeah, it's too much.
No, just let a fork be a fork. You
Yeah.
don't need to make it spacey and futuristic. And the towel
The utensils are
that
fucked.
the naked lady was laying on.
Why did it have that weird X
Yes.
and like a
Oh,
silky
yeah.
material?
I told Amy it was so she'd make her mark.
Yeah, because it was a big like metallic X on it. But just let a towel be a towel.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
about
I can't
space
imagine
saunas?
they're going to change that much.
We haven't talked about space saunas at all either.
They have a
It
space
was-
sauna.
It was rusty.
Yeah.
Didn't look comfortable. That space sauna.
I do miss a sauna it made me think about like a real dry, like I love the dry one, you know, where you go in and your sinuses completely dry out instantly.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice. They used to have one at one of the Ys around here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think it because it's a YMCA.
Sure.
Sometimes they have nice stuff in those places.
Yeah.
And so does this compound, has a nice sauna, futuristic sauna, which I thought was on a spaceship. Again, I thought two
It's
things.
not.
That I thought this movie took
You
place
didn't see
entirely
that?
on a ship.
You didn't see that whole sequence where they went outside the compound.
I did. You know what I did?
Tracked down this new cocoon that was forming.
I
At the
watched
Vasquez
this
Rocks?
movie. I watched this movie, right? And then I played I watched Amy play a bunch of Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
And I played a bunch of Alien Fire Team. And then I OD'd on all that. And I played even a little more of another Alien game today. So now all up here, it's all mush. It's all a mishmash of Wayland Yutani and whatever the company name in this one is. It's all mishmash. Did they resolve the son relationship? I can't remember.
No, there's nothing about that after.
It's just that. It's just a throwaway.
that he's
No, it's just
younger than his
to
son.
it's just to reemphasize the spaciness of it.
Yeah.
It's very futuristic, and you have to know that.
Yeah. I should have rewatched the damn movie after all that aliens I ingested.
So they're actually
Well, speaking of ingesting, that's what the alien is doing basically.
Yeah.
It's turning us into food.
it needs us to live. What?
Elsa stank. She came in here stinky.
Are you
That's
talking
all.
about the dog?
Yeah, she smelled bad.
Talking about my dog like that?
Smells like she got into something.
I don't think so. I think it's just your upper lip.
It might be.
Ah, sick burn. Anyway,
Again with the bullying.
I know, right? What were you saying again?
Oh, like that's what when the alien bites you, it kind of poisons you with this compound that makes your body constantly have itself. So it has kind of like a salamander.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
they regrow their limbs or whatever. That's what it's doing to its victims. So it has a constant food source, and it makes the person very squishy and blobby.
When
You
it
were
splits,
just goo.
Yeah.
that scene is really gross. What is it called?
No, they did
Is
a
that
great job.
mitosis when it splits into two? A cell splits into two?
Sure.
I think, is that mitosis?
Don't remember. Stop asking.
What was the other one?
If I didn't immediately answer you, I
Meiosis?
don't
I don't
know
know.
it.
Anyways, you remember how they taught us that in school? That's wild, right? You think about it.
This is not the time or place to figure out your
want
lack
you to
of
Google
scientific knowledge.
No, I'm just thinking back. I'm like, that's a
Yeah,
lot for a kid to learn.
And also, it's the blind leading the blind, Freddy. I haven't taken a biology class in over 25 years.
I know, but
Do you
I
remember
thought
when they taught us about the splicing? When you about the genes splicing that they would do with plants,
yeah.
and then they had to teach you how genes work together. They taught us. We knew that stuff at one point.
Yeah, it was a strange criteria what they were choosing to teach us. The level of detail was insane on some of that stuff.
And
And now I remember none of it.
overwritten all of that
Yeah.
information with other dumber information. But anyway, Ding Whopper.
What was a ding whopper again?
That's what the security guy called this,
The metamorph.
the metamorph.
Oh, okay. That's right. Ding whopper.
I kept calling it a Ding Whopper.
Again, they're trying to do a Star Wars thing. I feel like that's like a nerf herder.
Yeah. Maybe, do you think it was like a real term and not just his made
No,
up?
they just try to make. They try to they made it up, obviously, but
Yeah.
they try to make a connection to Star Wars again.
Yeah. I believe it. They need a strong connection to Star Wars. They got to sell tickets to Forbidden World. Now we're in 17 minutes
Isn't
on
this
the edge of your seat.
produced by or written by Jim Wynorski,
He worked.
who has an extensive softcore pornography background,
This was
which you can tell.
So
yeah,
is
he
he
was one of the writers,
is he the reason for all the titties?
Well, I think that and Roger Corman.
and also he directed that movie, A Dog on Hollywood, that Paul was in.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think he was the director of that. I'll verify that. But Wynorski did Chopping Mall and all that too. A Dog. Yep.
Well, look at that.
Doggone Hollywood. So you're talking about Paul's friend? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, the sex scene was
Well,
extensive and full of saxophone music.
It's established that these scientists is a kind of like a far off place, and their only contact is each other. So
Right.
these are some horny people.
They are dying for new blood.
And as soon as this guy steps off his ship, the female scientists are like looking at him like a steak.
Oh yeah. Are you thinking they're just sick of the other men, or do you think that nothing ever happened with the other men?
I don't know.
I think
You
they're trying
wonder.
to establish that this guy was so
sexy.
so sexy
Yeah.
and charismatic that these ladies just couldn't help themselves.
Yeah, because basically, what is it? Barbara is her name.
Blondie or
Blondie.
brunette?
Tracy was brunette.
Yeah.
Blondie was the one I'm talking about. She basically just propositions him. You know, she's like, "Do you want to come in here and fuck?" And he's like, "Yes, I do."
And she tells him it's slim pickings out here, basically.
And she says this in front of everybody.
Yeah, in front of the other guy who is so fucking. You can tell it burned, and that's what made me. That's what got my mind going about. I'm like, oh, they maybe have all been fucking back and forth, and now they're all in every configuration. They're down to the last one that's working, and it's the younger woman with Michael Bowen, the guy who turns to Jello,
Yep.
and
But
that
even-
clearly didn't work out either.
But even she couldn't help herself.
yeah,
Tracy.
she couldn't. It was a weird
She
transition.
was all about it too.
'Cause
Even though
he just
her-
barges in on her completely nude in the sauna,
Yeah.
and
But his excuse is saying, "Hey, I'm just looking for the metamorph.
Yeah.
You got to be careful."
it's there to protect her.
Just gonna
While-
linger here.
While she is fully naked, and she's like saying, "Get out!"
And he's leering at her
And
the whole
he's
time.
leering.
And the looks that he gives her after she
Smirking.
says, "Get out, leave me alone. You're a pervert." It cuts to him like 3 times with the
Yeah.
same, and the looks get progressively more gross.
It's aggressive. It feels
Yeah.
like if you're trapped on a bus or a subway with a pervert across from you kind of vibe.
Kind of vibe.
It's gross. I don't know what they were going for, but it did not work.
I wrote here, Tracy has dumb face.
She really
Oh,
does.
it's like, she's catching flies.
Mouth's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
open all the
She
time.
just won't go ahead. Just close that there.
And her character trait is screaming. She just screams constantly.
Poor thing.
And back to the sauna thing, she couldn't, even after telling him to get out, she can't help herself either, and she jumps on him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just something about him.
Nothing changes. She just changes her mind like
Yeah.
in the millisecond. You're like,
Right.
what?
Like-
Her boyfriend's dying or dead.
Yeah, and I guess those leering looks really worked.
Yeah.
You leer at a woman
Be
long
a
enough,
creep.
she's gonna fuck you.
The implications.
Oh. Ugh. I don't want to forget to talk about the saxophone made out of glass that the one guy was playing.
You don't have to space everything up.
They have to space it. It all has to be very futuristic, Andy. If you don't
that was
like when
so
they space
great.
things up, then you might not want to watch Star Trek. Because then you get all the weird games and stuff.
The
It's nice to know
saxophone is
that
great.
there are instruments are still evolving. I
That's
guess
true. That there could be a better saxophone than the one that exists right now, and it could be made out of glass. Or some sort of plastic. I don't know.
You know, there's such a conundrum when rating a movie like this for me in IMDb because I want it to recommend more movies like it. So in order for that to happen, you have to
highly
give it a
rate it.
7
Oh,
out
really?
of 10.
and they'll probably just recommend you straight up porn.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? I can tell you it recommends Galaxy of Terror, which we...
yeah.
Yeah,
we
it's
just saw.
basically the same movie.
Again, I'm trying to be a prude, but it was just so one sided. The gratuity,
Yeah, it was all women.
yes,
None of the
for
men.
no reason too. Because
Yeah.
at one point, Tracy gets some dripping on her from something, the alien like blood or something like that.
Yeah.
And the blondie's like, "Let's get you cleaned up."
That's where it gets to
Yeah.
the washing scene.
Yeah.
Where they're
So
both
they're just
full frontal.
just standing there naked, and Blondie is helping clean Tracy up.
She's really working that booger out of her hair.
She's not gonna do a good job of cleaning her either.
Yeah. And they show the space. It's like a spacey shower too. Like there's some sort of lighty, lasery hot lamp situation.
Oh, it
going
reminded
on.
me of the pre-show from the Flight of Passage.
Oh yeah,
where
they delouse
Oh,
you.
it
they louse
dizzy.
you with the
Yeah.
UV rays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It reminded me of the decontamination scenes from Star Trek Enterprise.
it reminded me of hardcore pornography.
That too. That
but also
too.
science fiction.
Do you remember calling it a fat alien? The metamorph?
Maybe a little bit.
That's what you called it.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
I didn't remember that it was his son though, and now I really am hung up on it.
The fat alien?
No, not the
The
fat
metamorph
alien.
is not his son.
I know the metamorph's not his son, but I'm like, what happened to Dirtbag's son? It's like Ad Astra, not Ad Astra.
And that was another thing that kind of confused me
Interstellar.
about this alien. It's like slinking around this compound and just sneaking up on people all the time.
With that body,
And this thing is huge.
Yeah. With that body.
it's built like the refrigerator
Yeah.
Perry.
No, to be clear, you were calling it a fat version of Alien from Alien.
It is. Yeah, I absolutely stand by that comment.
Yes.
100%. It's just a fat alien.
Yeah. Alien with capital A.
And it's not even the full alien. It's just they had and then they ran out of energy. And they're like, to make the rest just funfetti and streamers, black streamers for legs. But the melting body looked amazing.
So their naked lady shower, they do come up with an idea to try to communicate with it, which I thought was like, okay,
While they're in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, it does make
we're
sense
getting somewhere.
when the reveal of what it actually is.
Right.
Yeah. It's
That
is
it
like-
can't. That it does have like some consciousness and like can think
and
for
a sense
itself.
of humor.
Yeah.
It clearly has a sense of humor, first and foremost.
It's got great personality.
It does.
Yeah, we find out that it's a mixture, it's a splice between a human being and this proto-bee bacteria that they have
Yeah.
that
So,
causes it to grow. And
Or they implant it in this missing scientist named Annie.
yeah, no,
That's-
she died
yeah.
in childbirth.
Yeah.
She's not missing.
Well, like, in the beginning, like they didn't.
We
tell,
never see
They
her.
never tell
Yeah.
the guy what really happened to this Annie character,
She actually gave birth to this thing.
which is like a good piece of screenwriting that they said like it was supposed to last 9 months, but it grew to term in 2 weeks.
Which
So
is
the
such
id-
a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, but the idea of it that it growing so fast and probably
Yeah.
exploded her.
Yeah.
yeah. The movie's, it's not a terrible movie. It's got some potential and there's
Got a
some
little
great
bit
stuff
of
in it.
whiz here and there.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But there were some parts that it's just hard to get past.
Well, you got to
Right.
side eye some of it because some of it's clearly exploitative.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. And it's still wonderful. I mean, I still like naked ladies. I'm not saying I want anyone to do anything they don't want to do. But
Hey, here's the
I'm
thing.
thankful for the naked ladies.
Once Tracy and Barbara
yes.
figure out
Yeah.
that they could communicate with, they should try to communicate with this alien, they go to the room where the alien is, and they're still fully butt naked.
Yeah. They don't worry about that. They're off to science.
Oh,
And I forgot to mention their stripper heels that they wore.
oh, yeah.
yes,
they
the
were
lucite
clear.
shoes.
The lucite heels.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I saw that too, Andy. I had the same thought. I was like, why are they wearing stripper heels? And then I'm like, of course they are.
Their big plan to communicate with it is to say, can we coexist?
That's so funny.
I don't know why that made
Yeah.
me
Well,
laugh
they-
so much.
Well, it made me laugh because, well, don't they have an exchange first where there's some, it seems like some communication is being established. And then when she asks, can we coexist? It just kills her. And I thought that was funny as shit. It's like conversation's done, I guess. They didn't try to parlay in any way at all.
Nope.
Yet they did get one back and forth.
Yeah, because like the alien is the metamorph is communicating through his computer and typing
Yeah.
in stuff.
For some BS way.
It's very Mother from Alien. And Barbara's death is a straight up ripoff of Veronica Cartwright's death
Yeah.
from Alien.
You're not wrong.
Busted.
Even a similar look
Yeah.
to the actor.
But this one is a lot more gruesome
Yeah.
than Veronica Cartwright's death because it shows what it does.
It surprised me because to me, she felt like the main character
Yeah.
when I saw this the first time. And I'm like, well, guess not. I guess
No, I
this
think the
guy's
dude
supposed to
is.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sleazebag is our main character.
And you're like, one of these people has charisma, and one of them does not.
One of these people has a great set of hoots.
That too.
Um,
She
mean-
was in This Is Spinal Tap, by
You
the
mean
way.
you mean
that
ding
actor.
whoppers?
ding whoppers.
Ding
She's got a
whoppers.
couple of ding whoppers on her,
Yeah.
like you ain't never seen. So they ask if it can coexist. It says no with its actions. Then what happens? What happens to Sam the robot?
No, it just
Gets torn in
It gets destroyed at the
Oh,
end
that's
when
right.
they try to kill the monster with
Right.
the tumor.
Oh yeah,
Oh god, the doctor with the cough.
there's this doctor character who's coughing through the whole movie, and you're like, what is this about? The payoff for that is that at the end you find out he has cancer,
Yeah.
and what they're gonna do.
Is I'm not a doctor. I've known have a lot of people that have had cancer in my life.
Yeah.
Is constant coughing a symptom of cancer?
I mean, in his case, he's supposed
He's
to
a
have
smoker.
lung cancer,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they're just really trying to make it. They're signaling it, which is good. This is good storytelling. You should set it up in the first part that something's off with him, and the thing that's off is he has this big tumor that he's like, I know if it eats it, it's gonna fix all our problems.
If the metamorph eats it, then it'll immediately get cancer and die a horrible death.
yeah.
And guess what it does? But to get the tumor out of him, this is what's crazy to me. He has Sleazebag Magoo
Yeah.
cut it out of him. He's not a doctor.
With no painkiller or
With no
anything at first,
painkillers.
because he's like, "There's no time, just start and then give me morphine."
Tracy was supposed to get the morphine from the doctor's quarters,
Yeah.
but she gets
She gets waylaid.
by the alien. It distracts her and kind of comes after her. So they have to cut out the tumor without anesthesia.
Yeah, it's so gross too.
It was a good
Yeah.
hero moment, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he knew that he was gonna die soon, and he knew that this cancerous tumor was gonna kill the monster. So he took himself out for the greater good.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, Andy. I think that's
Noble.
It's pretty noble.
The Han Solo character cuts out his tumor, and it's just a big chunk of
It's
flesh.
just a ball.
Yeah, it's so
It's
gross,
what a
though.
child thinks a tumor is.
Isn't that
It's
what a
just
tumor is?
Ball
I
of
mean, it could be, but
flesh.
it's just the idea of it that he just cuts this
Yeah,
blob out.
it's like Dr. Pimple
And-
Popper.
The whole idea is the alien has to eat this cancerous tumor, and then its cells would go crazy because it's just
Right. And it will so fast
Yeah.
like uptake the cancer and be dead. And it happens very fast.
Yeah,
They throw it into its mouth.
this movie, you get to the big climax here. I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's all.
Was there like a little dating mom moment for them, or was it roll credits? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But I will tell you, at 1 hour and 17 minutes, it feels way longer.
tight.
yeah.
It's not tight.
It's not tight.
Did you think it was tight?
Well, I think the sex scene could have been cut down.
For
The
certain.
We
shower
could've-
scene could have been cut down.
The shower scene could have been cut down.
Yeah. Yeah, if just those couple of cuts, as much as I love them, I support what you're saying. I think it would make the pacing of the movie a whole
Yeah.
lot snappier.
That's it's weird to say that a hour and 17-minute movie has pacing problems.
Yeah. You're like, it's got to
It's
be,
kinda
it should be
bananas.
like an hour long.
But you know what? There was actually some decent filmmaking, and
Yeah.
some sets were actually really impressive.
Fucking
Oh.
effects were cool.
Except for the hallways, it looked like empty takeout containers plastered against the
that's
wall.
what they
I
did.
think that's what they were.
Yeah. They did that in Forbidden.
Yeah.
What was the other one called?
Galaxy of
Galaxy
Terror.
of Terror.
But the lab scenes, the sets, actually, I really like those.
Yeah. I thought I had a lot of fun
Not a half bad little
atmosphere.
movie.
Yeah, I can't shit on it.
You could shit on Phony
I
Todd.
can say it's a little slow. Oh yeah, there was a guy in there who I
That's what
called
you-
Phony Todd because I was like they couldn't afford Tony Todd.
But was he even big? Was he acting back then?
Yeah, Tony Todd has been acting I think since the '80s. Pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And
can
he-
check that, but I'm not
They
gonna.
had like his death was another like alien ripoff because like the acidic blood from
Yeah.
the metamorph is also
Same
deadly,
old, same
yeah.
old. Wow. Oh, we got to pick a new theme this time. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Forbidden
No, thanks,
World?
Scott. For
Yeah.
thank you.
For how gooey it was. Thank
Yeah,
you.
when I saw you picked it, I was kind of like, oh, I guess I could watch this again. And you know what? It's all right.
Again, I love titties. I'm fine with titties, but this
Yeah.
just seemed very
It was a lot of titties.
excessive
Yeah.
Excessive.
and
titties.
unnecessary.
When it makes me feel slightly uncomfortable, I
Yeah.
get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, titties.
This was misguided.
All right. So we're going to pick a new theme for next month. It's all very exciting. We pick out of a hat. Andy, do you want to pick?
Sure. Let me shake it up a little
Get
bit.
in there.
That's the
This
music
is-
they play when
Wrote so tiny.
That's probably me. I made mine real small.
Action horror.
All right. So
What does that mean?
that means things like From Dusk Till Dawn, Overlord,
Okay.
you know, action where it's as much an action movie as it is a horror movie.
All
Is the
right.
criteria. So we'll figure those out. And Andy, you can come up with a brilliant pun. I won't put you on the spot. So we'll come up with that.
So do it
later.
right now.
It's like asking a comedian, like, tell me a joke.
Yeah. Do you feel like something would come just naturally? It's hard to just be like, you know.
We'll figure something out.
But here's the
I-
thing,
I
like
trust
my
your
suggestions
love a
already
pun.
have the pun in them already.
Yeah, Andy already
Yeah.
did the work.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come up with a pun if you want, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be as good.
All right. Forbidden World. Done and done.
Yeah.
So what about how the algorithm has been treating us?
Lights, camera, haction. Haction? No, that's like a crypt keeper kind of pun.
Action?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put it on the list. Anyway.
You want to do the algorithm real quick?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, what do I have? I have Horrible Histories, which is really fun educational show with a cast of the UK Ghosts. It's what they did before Ghosts. It's like a live action Animaniacs. It has a little puppet mouse that hosts it, and then they reenact little sketches where they're like ancient Egyptians.
Is it like drunk
or-
history
Yeah,
along the lines?
very much like Drunk History, except it's a sketch troupe that does it. So it's more like Monty Python, but it's accurate, like the real.
Well, give us an example
stuff.
of what a historical thing that they did.
Well, it's all horrible stuff. It's based on a series of books called Horrible Histories, and it's like stuff like the Black Plague or how people would in medieval times, like they take a shit and it would roll right off their windowsill and onto the street. You know what I mean?
They would
That sort
shit
of
on their
thing.
windowsill and then just like
There was like a funnel system that would that
Oh.
they had set up that would just dump excrement onto the street, or they would throw pots out the window.
Well, that's
excrement.
why Disney has that
Yeah.
The river of shit.
the river of shit in the Liberty
Wow, they-
Square area.
They
The
must have
river
got a
of
lot of
shit.
fiber back then if they just rolled down the chute.
Shit rolls downhill.
Well, I watched that because I missed the cast of Ghost so much because now Ghost is finished, 5 seasons and done.
But
so
you still have the U.S. Ghost, which is
I
a
do
different
still do.
animal, of
Yeah,
course.
definitely different. It's perfect though. The 5 seasons they did it exactly the way they should. It was a real satisfying watch.
Right.
But that's it from me. I mean, otherwise, you know, I just been keeping up with Righteous Gemstones in video gaming.
It's still going on. Like how many episodes is it in the last season?
This for Gemstones? Oh, I think it's been 5 or 6. I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 left, something like that. Oh, it's so good, so fun. This season's been really funny too.
Do you feel like it's building up to some big finale?
I hope so. I mean, like, I also don't want it to be like anything where there's definitive endings for all the characters. I kind of like if they leave it open.
So you want a
'Cause-
Sopranos
yeah.
type thing?
Yeah, but you know, with more substance than that, I hope. I still haven't even watched that. I've seen every Soprano except for the last 6 episodes.
When are you going to watch them?
I don't know. I need to watch the whole damn thing again to get back in my brain.
That's a lot of TV.
It is a lot of TV. Yeah, it's a lot of murders. Oof. What about you, Amy? Anything?
We finished Berlin ER.
Oh yeah,
That was good. I recommend that. We did watch a little film called Death Screams.
I kind of watched it.
I kind of watched it too.
I couldn't
It's
even tell you what it was.
An 80s slasher. I found it on Tubi. It's real goofy.
It satisfies the desire for like a Friday the 13th. It's like a diet Friday the 13th.
You kept calling it a little gem.
I felt like it was
Even though Freddy doesn't remember watching it.
well, that's the funny thing is it hit the spot in the moment so perfectly. It wasn't that
It's
the
got,
movie was great.
It's got a carnival
Yeah.
setting too, so there's carnival shit going on. It's about a bunch of friends, and then there's somebody stalking them with a machete. That's all. It's exactly what you think it is, but
Any
I
fun
thought it was
kills,
cute. Nothing I remember distinctly.
It had that atmosphere. It was shot on film, It looked like a Friday the 13th kind of.
It had some fun credits,
good stuff.
like the font and everything. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Then I tried to make you watch a movie called Iced, but you turned it off after a little while.
Iced was. That's why I thought the other movie wasn't as good. I forgot they were two different movies.
Yeah,
Because the second movie all takes place at like a ski resort, right?
something like that. Yeah,
And
A ski resort slasher?
but it's terrible.
Yeah, it was real
I mean, like I couldn't even remember a single thing that happened to it.
no, we turned it off.
Yeah. It was real bad.
Death Screams there's a reason why it's not something that I heard a lot about, but it was still kind of cute.
I mean,
And
and
it's,
I would say like
stream it for free.
The Jim comment was like, it was hitting the spot. If you're in the mood for like Friday the 13th and you can't find it,
Or if you're like, I've seen it too many times, I need a new Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
This is what you watch.
Do you remember what year Death Screams was?
I think it was
early
like
80s, right?
early, so 82. 82 it was.
Well, what year was original Friday the 13th?
Oh, I don't
Was
remember.
that 80?
I think it was
I
80.
believe.
Yeah.
Whoa, you're being called. Oh no, he's got to answer his phone. Oh my God. But it's mostly because we have this Uber, or not Uber Eats, DoorDash.
Oh, they call you
coming.
now?
Sometimes they do.
Oh.
If they need you. So Freddie's making sure our food is going to arrive on time. No big deal. All right.
Some
Anyway.
behind the scenes stuff for you.
Huh?
Behind the scenes stuff. We ordered
Yeah.
Jimmy John's, if you guys are wondering.
Yes, we did. Or Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Not
Sorry,
Jimmy
I got
John's.
my sub places mixed up.
So what have you been watching?
I watched Sinners.
Oh, did you see it?
Yes. What? Just what do you mean? Did you see it? I just said I see it.
I know.
What does that mean?
And I was just excited that you
Oh,
seen
okay.
it because I want to see it.
Freddie, you weren't here, but I was like, I watched Sinners, and she was like, did you see it?
Because I was saying I was
know what you
repeating
mean.
back to you.
I know, but still, it's just.
I heard it's awesome.
I'm
It's
stupid.
just funny.
I
that
know.
that came out your mouth.
I'm a
You and
ridiculous
me.
person.
Soon.
Yes, I
Yeah,
definitely want to see it
Scott,
again because somebody bought a baby to their screening.
Oh shit!
I mean, it wasn't like screaming, like crying the whole time, but it was enough to distract you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because once you hear the first, that's all you can kind of focus on when it comes up again.
Because you're like, it's
Yeah,
gonna happen again.
Yes. So it didn't take me totally out of the movie, but I want to see it without.
Amy, are you interested? We could all go.
Yeah, I do want to see it.
We'll plan it when we're done.
No, seriously, it's a really, really like. Oh, the only criticism is that it could have been a little longer, but that's just me. Any movie beyond 2 hours, I'm like, no matter how good it is,
So could it have been shorter? Is what you meant
for
to say?
me at least.
Okay,
but I
because you
can't-
said it could have been longer.
No,
so I was making
no,
sure.
sorry, I misspoke then at that point.
Okay.
But like I said, like no matter how good a movie is, at the 2 hour point, I kind of like
You
check
check out.
your watch.
Yeah.
But like I can't. But at the same time, I can't think of what they could have cut out to make it shorter.
Right.
So it's a good thing to have that. You know?
I heard. Did they shoot it in like 70 millimeter?
Yeah,
or
it's like
something?
IMAX stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't see it IMAX, but I saw it on a pretty big screen. Obviously, like it's a good mix up of like a genres, musicals, but it's not a musical in the classic sense.
Better not be.
There's some just really good musical sequences.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And you guys don't know anything about the movie, right?
All I know is there's twins and there's vampires.
Okay, but that again, like that's probably a shortcoming in the movie because it gives away too much in the trailer.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
So if you haven't seen Sinners yet, don't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
I have not seen
But
the trailer.
It's just really good filmmaking because it's just the world just feels so like lived in and like aged, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really good character development, really good performances, and the ending hits hard because like you care about these characters so much.
Right.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch it.
And I don't want to be hyperbolic, but there's just one sequence you might have, if you ever like look up any articles about it, they'll be talking about the sequence. It's probably one of the most amazing scenes I've seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
it's that good.
Wow.
And just see it for that one scene because it's seriously mind blowing.
Yeah.
And like it really hits. It's very powerful. It sounds pretentious, but
No, that's
That's what it
true.
was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
and as soon as you get out of the theater, you want to watch that sequence again, and on top of all the other musical sequences.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those movies. Like, and the soundtrack is amazing too. I think, especially as a musician,
Yeah.
Freddy would really appreciate
When you say
this.
soundtrack, are there songs like
and,
popular songs in it, or
no,
is it all original?
it's original.
Stuff? Yeah. Okay.
There's sort of some covers of some old
Yeah.
songs too, but it's mostly original. The score
Yeah.
just really fits the mood of the movie.
I'm into it. I'm ready to go.
That's a glowing endorsement.
Yeah, I can't recommend that
Yeah.
movie enough.
Wow. All right.
That'll get us to the movie theater.
Very
finally.
cool.
You want to thank our Beelzebubs?
Yes.
We got sandwiches waiting
We
now.
got sandwiches waiting. At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP if you want to be one. Matt, Branan and Emily, Jeffel, Iona Goodwin,
I want a great one.
Dr. Brian, Old Dirty Billsterd, Bill Fahrner, Blayne Yogurt, Jordache Jeans, Monica, Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora, Ernest, Dave, and Paul. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Just thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on